right away, right when it happened, I was like, I never felt that before, but I was like, at the same time, I could walk on it. At first I couldn't, but a few minutes later, I started walking on it. I was like, you know what, maybe it's not that bad. And then Drew came over, just to check me out. And it wasn't like excruciating pain or anything, so I was like, it's not that bad. So I was like laying on the table, and he did like his, just a few like test stretches, to where he was like feeling around like under the knee, and he was like, because he told me, I was like, be honest with me, like, what do you think? He goes, I think it's your ACL. And so I was like, oh, okay. And that's how I found out. So, right away, I wasn't thinking anything after football. Like, I was just, right away, I was like, okay, I'm for sure missing all football. Like, that's all because football had been like my favorite sport, even with the success I had in basketball last year. So I was like, that's really what I was looking forward to for this year. So I was just really sad at first about the football season, and I hadn't even really thought about basketball or even track later on. So at first I was just disappointed because I just wanted to play football. So no, I felt sorry for them because I knew I was an important part. Like I knew it would be hard on them because we were already it was a very senior heavy team. Like we had a ton of seniors and not as much underclassmen, and so we were expected to like carry a lot of the workload. And then when I felt bad for Austin too, because I knew he had, it would have helped him out a lot if I was out there for him, in terms of his quarterback play. But I just felt bad for all the other seniors because we talked about earlier about the summer, and get preparing for the year, together. So me not being able to, even one game, I just wanted to get out there at least once my senior year because I felt I was so ready. But all these previous 3 years after school, I know I'd have practice. Weekends I'd be with my team and then I'd get ready for games. And I knew everything I was doing because even after football season, there's really no break. You go straight into basketball practice. So I had to find there's a bunch of time there that I just had to be what am I doing? Because that's all I was used to, all the practice and stuff. One of the best, outcomes of it was right after it happened, a few days later, the coach from Benedictine, where I ended up going, texted me. And he goes, I heard about the news. And he goes, I just want to let you know that you not playing this year or this really bad injury doesn't affect what we think at all. As the basketball season went on, they were like, okay, you can try and do basketball, but now that you're talking, there's a future for you in football, later on, do you want to risk, because your knee's fragile still, do you want to risk playing a few high school basketball games and doing one cut that can re-injure it the same way? Or do you want to do a forward cut, play it safe and then make sure you're as healthy as you can be for next year, because that's where your main that's where your future. And so I said, I really want to play basketball, but you guys, I listen to you guys. So I eventually was because I was holding on to hope the whole time, but then once I heard that, I was like, okay, what's more worth it? But then I kept thinking, there were some guys last year who were older than me who had to deal with this, and I just never really considered that it would happen. It just never went through my mind. So once it did, I slowly I stopped feeling sorry for myself. Because every day I would, for what was it? The Super Bowl even, we would go to Hayden's house and watch it with him. And every time I go there, I'd be I'm complaining about my knee hurt, but here's Hayden. So I was I gave a few weeks to feel sorry for myself, and then I finally was just I got to get over it and just move on. So that's what I did. Yeah, I think it made me enjoy my senior year a different way. I feel I got to know more people in school. Even people who I thought I were close with, I got closer with, I guess, who weren't athletes, I would say. Or I just enjoyed everything else about high school that didn't involve sports, because all I was focused on was sports the previous years, and there's so many other things that are involved with high school that are so awesome that don't involve sports at all that I took time to enjoy. So that was the biggest thing. I don't know if I would change it or not, because I have changed a lot personally throughout high school. So I'm graduating, I don't want to think about, oh, what if I would have played my senior year, how awesome would that have been? I want to be I took some time to meet people who I maybe wouldn't have met, or done things I wouldn't have done that helped me become a better person that didn't involve sports. So maybe I'm trying to think as positive as I can to not to think about what I didn't do. So.